Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will going to teach you how to make a basic portfolio design like this for your practice. So first of all, let us see how this is looking. We have added right here a name of the person, home section, services, skill, education, experience and contact, and as in a reference image for our user that who has written this, name of the user, profession what he or she has done, and brief description of him or her, and the link of his or her social media site that you can include from for your reference. Right here I have used the hashtag for a different purpose, and the hire me button which will direct you to hire me. Then we have created a series, then we have created a service page which will display or what we can do for our customers, like graphic designing, front end development, UI UX design, graphic design, content manager and project tester, like, and anything that you want to add right here. And the skills right here, skills like Figma, Primer, Photoshop, WordPress, Angular, Webflow, Python, Scratch, and two or other that you have for your resume that you have wanted. Like the then we go to our education part. Wait a second. Okay. Okay. So in my in education, like you have added your university layout, high school, in first internship, job 2 and job 3 part, and then we have created at the end a contact me person which will the user like user can give their name, email, phone numbers, subject, and the any message that he or she likes, and send the message to the person. And at the end we have added a footer part for our peoples like this. So let's go to our HTML part of this code. So let's see what we have concluded in our HTML. First of all, we have given the title as Hansu Portfolio. Then we have given the font awesome import from there. Yeah, I will give this link in my description box, so you can go and check it out. Then we have created the layout for our logo and navbar, like then on navbar. So then we have created our image part that we have get our image, and then the home section that we have created for our client interviewee. Then we have created what services we can offer to them, like this is a part of a first page this is a part of a second page. Okay, like graphic designing section services ID are used here for giving the user to go here and there for easy reference. Then we have defined the services container, dev box inside, and then again service info, and then this again in repetition for 3 times that much, which type of skill that you have for your resume that you want to give, like graphic designing, contact manager, project tester, Python developer, or anything else. Then we can go to our HTML of our section part, class class as skill, IDs, ID as skill, and heading skill, and then given the container, then row and skill container, and bar and info, images of that we have used in there. The images that I have used in this video will be also provided in the comment section or description section of this video. Okay, so like we have seen the everything we have given right here, and like an education part, we have defined the education and idea of education, and heading title my education, and timeline. Like container, for right side of the container we have defined the university part, high school, and in inter sorry for, first of all we have defined the right side part like university, then left high school, then again right side internship, and then container side left job one, then right, and so on for the job 3. Then we have at last we have created the content me portion of this. Here we have given the section of class contact and ID contact, then heading same contact me, like, and then we have created a form which will take the value of from which will take the values like name in text, email, number, text, text area for our users, then input style submit, and at last we have created a button for it, and in the end we have defined the linked social media pages linked, and then a basic and layout like frequently asked questions, services, about, contact, privacy policy, and easy YouTube, all rights reserved, and then add to it. So let's see what we have done in our next part of code, which will tell you how we have defined the CSS of this code. So let's go to it. First of all, we have defined the CSS name, the font of pop links, given the basic layout, margin padding 0, box sizing Text decoration none, border none, outline none, scroll behavior smooth, and font size that you have seen. And the basic, these are the variables that we have defined for our CSS, like main color as purple, text color as white, secondary background color as little darkish, and background as black. Then we have given the CSS for our font size as 62.5%, overflow X hidden, and then body background as black, font similar as given below before, scroll bar length as this 0.8 rem, HTML scroll bar track part black, and thumb part is purple. Then we have go to our header part, which we have in which we have written our portfolio maker name like header Ansu or anything, like position fixed. We have defined the position as fixed, top and left at 0, width complete 100%, padding 3 rem and 9%, background this, and filter drop shadow 10 pixel, display as flex, justify content space between, align item center, and Z index for to overviewing the stuff. Then we have defined the CSS for our logo part, font size at 3 rem, color purple, font weight 800, cursor pointer and animation of zooming out, and the hover effect animation, how this was done. And then we have created CSS for our Navbar as for anchor tag. If we have defined the font size 1.8 rem, color text white, margin left 4 rem, font weight 500, translation 0.3 with ease, and border of bottom as 3 pixel. Navbar over effect and a color where main color as purple, and then the border with purple also, similarly that we have given with other part. And then the main icon of the code. Then we have added a responsive part of it, like for our laptop or tablet part. Like we have defined for menu icon display as block, position as absolute, top as 100%, right as 0 with 40%, border left and bottom as 3 pixels solid and purple color, border bottom left radius 2 rem, padding 1 rem, padding background color as second background color that I have forgot. Never activate as block, display as block, and then again navbar part, hover and active part as padding 1 rem, border radius 0.5 rem, and border bottom with main color as purple, 0.5 RAM. Then we have go to our section part that we have created in our further part of the video, then in which we have defined the minimum height as 100 virtual head width and padding 5 rem, 9% 5 rem. And then we have go to our home section, display as flag, justify center, align items center, gap 8 rem, background as black, home and home content as font size 6 rem, font size as font weight sorry as 700, like height as 1.3, span, then we have defined the span, and home as similarly with color as purple, and then the home content h3 as bluish part, then font size as a 4 rem, margin bottom as 1 rem, and font weight as this, and home image for this font. This part of the code is customizable for your purpose that you wanted. For my image that was a square, so I have to define it as an, for circle reference I have to define it as border radius 15, then I have to define its width according to it, and similarly this part, and giving it a box shadow of 0 0 and 25 pixel as purple that you have seen before, cursor pointer and home image hover, transform, scale, filter, drop shadow 0 0 25 pixel and purple color. Then we have defined the other part as, then for our description of ourself home content, then the CSS for our social icons that we have used there, like display inlay flags, justify content center, align item as center, width 4 rem, height similarly, background transparent, border 0.2 rem and purple, font size 2 rem, border radius 50% and color as purple, and margin, then translation and social icon hover effect for this. Then for our button, display as inline blocks, padding 1 rem, 2.8 rem, background where bg black and border radius as 4 rem, then font size as 1.6 rem, color purple, border as same purple, and then we have go to our letter spacing as 0.1 rem, font weight as 600 and translation as 0.3 is, and cursor as pointer, and then hover effect similarly that we have done with other parts, and texting type that we have defined for our changing, like the stuff that we have seen in our video, in the start of our video, that like you have seen that I am that person, I am a software developer, that it suddenly changes to web developer, web designer, and YouTuber. That was divine like that. Like first of all, we have taken this as in a basic format, font, basic font, and minimum width as 280 pixel. Then define the space as listen as relative of span. Then contain as this as a default. Then as a color and animation name as words. Then we have go to our After Effect, like what after any every animation what it looks like: empty background, position as absolute, width reduced, increases by a bit, height 100%, and border radius left as this, right side cursor, and animation as cursor. So let's see what in the animation we have done. Like we have keyframes as cursor, like border we have defined. Then we have go to our words part. For our first 1 to 20% of the part, it will show the web developer. Then for next 40 software, then web designer and photographer and YouTuber part it will show. And for typing, it will slowly show it like this with as a 0, and then again go back to normal. Then the responsive part of it, how it has done for our width, like 1000 pixel, home home class has gap this, and the 995 pixel flex column section and margin has 5 rem and 4 rem. home content home contents h3 font size and then h1 size, and then the image adjustment that you can change for yourself, like for a reference that you want. Then we have go to our services section. So like this, first of all we have defined the color as little light black, then heading as whiter, and font size, and justify content, justify align atom and text align as center. Then services content display as grid, and defining it for our purpose, like in our 3 by 3 column for ourselves, and align items as center and gap of 2.5 frames. And for our service box, we have defined the color as purple, then height as 300 pixel, border radius as 3 rem, cursor pointer, and animation for our animation duration and with ease animation. Then we have go to our hover effect, which goes to background as a white, okay, color as a purple, and then animation scaling increase by 0.3%, border as a purple, and then to our basic service info part, display as flux direction as column, text align left, max height, justify content center, and line item center, and padding as 5 rem. service service info h4 CSS, and then okay, it's paragraph part CSS, and then the responsive part as for mobile and for laptop, and that part as section as this section padding, and then services padding, and for its minimum part a little bit margin as bottom this, and one by one swing of it. So that's it for no. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. एक रहने देते हैं. So let's go to our skill section. We have defined the background as this. Similarly, like additional purple for our shadow, giving it a shadowy vibe for it. Color as this, white. Border radius 1 rem, padding width as 70%, margin auto, margin top 2 rem, skill container and row, and display as grid, and then 6 part. Gap, then we have defined the gap. Skill container bar CSS as margin bottom, padding border radius, and this, then skill container bar hover effect for border shadow as a purple. Similarly, getting it as bigger at that you have seen before. Bar display, flux direction column, align atom center, gap 1 rem, margin top rem, and then the skills skill responsive part. And so let's go to our next part of let's go to our education section. Similarly, we have defined the background color as blackish, then education timeline listen as relative maximum height at this margin, and then after effect what it will going to show, position as absolute, width as 6 pixel, background as normal as purple, top and bottom left 50%, and margin as left and z index as -2 pixel. Then go to our container of education part, then container after effect, then we have go to our revision part, this container cases, then to our education left side. For our left side we have defined the left as 0, and for our right side we have as 50%, and then we have for left side as a before, content as empty, height 0, position absolute, top 22 pixel, width as 0, z index 1, right, and like similar if we have defined them. border and width, and watercolor as transparent, and well, for also. And for similarly, like we have taken the this part, we have copy it and then we have paste and change it like this for our reference, and then we have put our content as background as this purple, and we use a relative and border radius, and to our tag part like tag basic CSS, defining font and padding, margin, font size, font size and font size weight, font weight, color as black, and then the responsive part of it, responsive part. Then we have, at last we have left with our footer, and so let's tell you in the fast way how this was done. Content as margin, content margin and color, content form part, max width as 70 rem, margin as 1 rem, auto, margin bottom 3 rem, text align as a center, input box. For input box we have defined the display as flex, justify content center, and wrap it with the flex wrap property of it. Input box input and text area CSS, width as 100%, padding 1.5 trim, font size as 1.6, and text as white, background black, border radius as this, and border color as purple, and margin as 1 rem or 0, then 0, and width size nothing, and then the button. Then we have go to our last part of it, like in a footer, social, and the social A, text align as a center, and padding bottom, and color as this. Footer social anchor part, we have defined the font size as 25 pixel, color as black, border as 22 pixel, solid black, width as 42 pixel, height as 42 pixel, display as 20, display as inline block, sorry for miss, text line as center, border radius as 50%, margin as this, and animation, the hover effect animation for it as increasing, and okay, housing background as black, and then main color as purple. Then the footer part, mainly UL, like policy, contact us, services, frequently asked part that we have added right there. We have taken the margin as margin top as 0, padding as 0, font size as 18%, 80 pixel, line height as 1.8, margin bottom, and then X aligned as center, and color as black, border bottom 3 pixel, solid transparent, and animation part then, and for our pop. Then the further part, then we have defined the responsive part of it at last. that you can check out now, like this. And then the last final changes that we have done for our laptop and tablet and phone parts, like you can see.